What? Another late night show? Okay, let's do it. Welcome to the Off-Grid Garage. It's a late night show again. I'm just too busy during the day to make videos. So it always happens at 9:20. Let's get started. Alright, in today's video, I want to show you how to calibrate a SPAT correctly. I'm just kidding. Now tonight we need a micro SD card, micro SD card 2 USB adapter, and we need the Raspberry Pi. But not the test one. No, the real one. The one in the battery shelf, because I wanna... you know what? Before this all gets out of control here, mail time. I know exactly what's in this box here. That's why I start with this one. Pure sine wave inverter. So this is, where are you? Here, this is the last part for our small side project we are going to do very soon. I think I've got all the other parts here now, and this was the last piece missing. I'll tell you more about when we start this project here. It will be fun. It will be fun. What? Look how big they are. These are 350 amp, 600 volt Anderson connectors. And these are for our Powerball 2.1. No idea what's in here. Equalizer. This is the battery balancer for lead acid batteries. This is for two 12 volt lead acid batteries, and it's an active balancer. How cool is that? Okay, expect a comprehensive review of the Powerman battery equalizer. Here it is. Enjoy. That's the new solar panel tester I have ordered after the last one went up in smoke. The old one is working again, but still. I wanted to test the new one here with a better display. It feels super lightweight again. 800 watts. Yeah, 800 watts, 12 to 60 volts, 35 amps it can handle. Okay, expect another comprehensive. I'll probably do the cleanup later on. Let's get started with the actual video. So, in tonight's video, I would like to upgrade my Raspberry Pi here in the battery shelf, which has worked flawlessly since we installed it 1.5 years ago around. The problem is I don't get any updates for this Raspberry Pi anymore. The Venus OS is basically stuck at version 2.66, and I'll show you. Okay. Settings, firmware, 2.66, online updates, check. That's it. And if I change this one here to last release, it gets only the major updates, and it says no newer version available. And I am on version 2.66 for probably, if not even longer. And I could never find out why it is stuck at 2.66, and other versions were out there and people were talking about the 2.7 and 2.8 and now 2.9 even, with all the new features and gadgets and functions, and I was stuck on 2.66 and I could never find out why. Well, I could actually, but this is like months ago and I've never bothered updating because I was so busy with other stuff here, and the 2.6 is still working fine, so it is stable, it is. But as you know, I always want the new one, the latest one, the greatest, the best. And it seems like the 2.66 was the latest release they did for this version, for this. I don't know if this has something to do with the kernel they're building for the Raspberry Pi and the Venus OS. But the only way to update it now is to re-image the SD card. So you have to wipe the SD card and start from scratch with a newer version. And then you get the updates again. And I think there is another of these roadblocks at 2.88 or something. Afterwards, you don't get automatic updates anymore. You have to start with 2.89. As a fresh installation, it is always a pain in the ass because you usually lose all your settings as well. So you have to start from scratch. Nothing is set up. The VRM is not connected. Wi-Fi doesn't work. And all this kind of stuff. I have read in the forums, there is a way to copy your settings over from the old version to the new one. So you basically have a second SD card. You've got the old one and the new one. There is one partition, I think it's partition number 4 on the old SD card. You can copy the whole partition to the new SD card. But it's a complicated way and you need additional software on your computer. And I said, nah, probably if you are interested in that, I can have a look at it and make another video about how to preserve your settings from the Windows OS if you have to do a reinstallation with a newer version. But tonight we are not going to do this. We want to keep it simple here. So in talking about simple, we want to insert our SD card, that is a new one, into our SD card reader and then plug this one into our computer, right? So that's what we're going to do. And I also have one of the newer firmware versions here. I think it's 2.89. This is on the USB stick. I plug this in as well. So usually you can plug in the USB stick with the newer firmware into your Raspberry Pi, and then go to the settings and say install firmware from SD or USB. But it doesn't work with the 2.66 and a newer firmware version. It doesn't recognize anything newer. You have to re-image an SD card freshly with a newer version and put this into your Raspberry Pi. You cannot update the 2.66 at all anymore. Nothing. This is the last version they built with this kernel or whatever it's called. Not going to work. So let's plug this into the computer. And tonight we are using the Balena Etcher. Balena Etcher. This is the program which puts your firmware correctly on the SD card. Okay, flash from file. It's in my download folder. Newest version, select target. So we should see the M drive. There it is. Select flash. So in the meantime, while this one is preparing our new SD card, we want to go into the old installation and shut down the Raspberry Pi. General, shutdown. And now it's shutting down. No VRM anymore, no data logging, nothing. So let's see. Okay, I think it's off now. And I'm going to see if I can get the SD card out. I can. There it is. Okay, we leave this here on the shelf, just in case we need it again. Because this is the beauty now. I still have the old installation 2.66 here with all my settings and everything. And as soon as I put this one back in the Raspberry and start it, everything will be back. Everything is working. Everything is top. So we keep this as a backup. Okay, and now let's take our new SD card and don't mix it up with the old one because they look exactly the same. And put this one into the Raspberry Pi. There we go. And we do a restart. Unplug the power. Come on. Okay. Plug it back in. And hopefully it starts. Hopefully we see a yellow light there. Oh yeah, here it comes. It took quite a long time. I really thought it's not working. So the beauty of this now is because I have set up a rule in my network router, the new Raspberry Pi, the new one, gets actually the same IP address again as the old one. So I don't need to look for any IP address changes or something. So it will actually stay at the 10.00.210. We just give it a few seconds. And then we click reconnect and hopefully, oh, there it is. There it is. Here is our new software. Oh, that was easy, actually, I must say. Okay, let's check. East Roof, Multiplus, Smart Shunt. It didn't take the name of the older MPPTs for some reason, but that's all right. We get this sorted in a second. Notifications, settings. Let's have a look what kind of version we are running now. It is the 2.92-2. This is a brand new one. It came out yesterday. And we can have a look online. Check only latest release. I want the beta versions as well. And now we've got this additional function here already in the online updates. We can actually select the normal Venus OS or choose to install the large one. The large one includes Node-RED and something else, the NK, whatever it's called for the... It basically connects to your boat electronics as well. So if you go into the settings and scroll all the way down and you find the Venus OS large features, this is where you can turn on the Signal K. This is the boat system electronic stuff, and also the Node-RED. And once you enable this one, it's running on the Raspberry Pi as well then. I don't want to do this right now though. So we are running now the latest firmware version, and actually the very first thing we want to do is have a look at the VRM portal. Enabled, it has the same VRM portal ID as I can remember. This one needs to go on 1 minute. Okay, Wi-Fi, GSM, Bluetooth. We want to go into the Bluetooth settings. And we want to enable Bluetooth, yes. And with this enabled, we are going into I/O. We're going into the Bluetooth sensors and enable that. And we do a scan. And here our Ruuvi shows up, which sticks on the outside of the off-grid garage. And we want to enable that. And then we go all the way back. And we should actually... here it is. Generic temperature sensor. 19 degrees outside, 66% state of charge. No, that's the humidity. So we go in here. We go to device. And we call this one enter. Okay, there we go. We've got the outdoor temperature now. So, and now the interesting part is you can actually already act on that. If you have a programmable relay in your system like we have in the solar charge controllers, you can say, well, if your temperature goes over 40 degrees, turn on a fan. This is all already integrated now in the Victron Venus OS system. And this, for example, didn't work in the 2.66. It could not read any external Bluetooth Ruuvi adapters, tags, nothing. That wasn't possible. And if we have a look at the Victron VRM now, see, now we're getting this message here 2 minutes ago. Data from an unauthenticated device, this is like a UFO, has been received for this installation. Click here for more information, and you should really do this. So this brings you to the actual procedure how to change your system over if you have an upgrade like this, or if you change your GX device to a Serbo GX, for example, but you want to keep all your historic data, of course. You don't want to start from scratch in the VRM with no data, with no past data at all. And the only thing you need to do here is go a little bit further down, and there is a reset VRM token. And you just click on this button down here. You say yes. And you get a green confirmation down here in the corner. And this is pretty much everything you need to do. And now the new installation, the new firmware, the new software version 2.92 is basically taking over the old data which was coming from 2.66. So everything is still there. If we click on the back button and go to the dashboard, we should still see all our data from yesterday. Look at this, I made 24 kilowatt hours today. And after refreshing our website, we can also see we've got the temperature sensor now showing here in the VRM. So when you look on the VRM right now, you will see the temperature, the actual temperature and the humidity here on the off-grid garage outside under the meter box on the outside. Isn't that cool? And it also shows you the min and max temperature of the temperature sensor from the last 24 hours. Okay, perfect. This was very, very smooth to upgrade actually from a very old version of Venus OS to the latest and greatest and best. There's something else I want to show you. So this would be basically everything you need to do, and now you are back up and running. In general, we only have the reboot option, but not the shutdown. And instead of installing the shutdown button again, there's a video I have made how to install a shutdown feature in here as well. Link is down below. Instead of doing that, I want to actually install something. Kevin Wintram. I only want to install the setup helper, nothing else. And usually we would connect to the Raspberry Pi with a program named PuTTY, and then we use a couple of console commands to actually download and install the setup helper here from the website. Tonight I want to keep it simple, and I want to use another USB stick here, and we follow the blind install method this time, because then you don't need to copy and paste any commands. You don't need to worry about the console or how to set up PuTTY, how to get your IP address, everything. No, we can just copy everything onto USB stick and restart the Pi with a USB stick plugged in, and it will install everything automatically from the stick. It's magic. We have to reformat the USB stick with FAT32. Okay, do it. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, this is now prepared. This is the only thing we need to do. And under the text for the blind install, there is a text saying Venus data TGZ is available here. And this is the file you need to put on the USB stick. And then we go all the way down and find our USB drive. And we copy this, or we save this one on the USB drive. That's all we need to do. Eject the USB drive. And to install the setup helper, you need to be super user. And because this is a fresh installation of Venus OS now, we are only the user and installer. Highlight the top setting here and hold and click down the right menu button here for a few seconds, and then you will see it will change to super user. Yes. I also enable this one because sometimes I go into the Raspberry Pi and we set the password here to enter. Okay, you can look again. Okay, I just unplug one of these solar charge controllers and I'll plug in the USB stick. There we go, it's in, and it should bring up a message. Maybe not. Ah, yeah, there it is. Using external storage for data logging, and we do a reboot now. Let's see if we can see a red light flashing on the USB. No, I can't. Oh yeah, there it is. So it's now actually using the commands integrated in this file to download and install the setup helper automatically on the Raspberry Pi. This will also work on your color control, on your servo, on whatever you have running Venus. It does it automatically. This is called the blind install. And now when we go into the settings of the Venus OS and go all the way down, I mean all the way, yeah, all the way, we will find a package manager now. And this is what the USB stick installed. If you can find this one in your Venus OS now, the setup helper is installed and we can remove the USB. To do this, you go into your firmware. You go into install firmware from SD USB and you go to press eject. And then it says no storage found. It is now disabled and you can pull it. Oh, this is so exciting. This is exciting. And the package manager downloads, auto install. Yeah, hang on. Let's turn this one on. Set this one to normal. And because we haven't used this program before, there is nothing under active packages at the moment. It's completely empty. It's only the setup helper itself, right? But under inactive packages, it gives you a list of the available packages Kevin has worked on. The Gui Mods are in here, the generator connector, shutdown monitor, tank repeater, the VE can setup. And I think there's more. If you want to install a display on your Raspberry Pi, this is the program you need. And the Viechkram wieder. So, and as I said, we are interested in the shutdown monitor, right? So we select this one, click on the spacebar here, and we go down to proceed. And then we can go back, go into our active packages, and we should see now the setup helper and the shutdown monitor. But we can see it's on the GitHub website available, but it is not downloaded and not installed on the machine. So we click on this one, go in there, and we can see a download button down here. So we click this one, activate, proceed, activate, and now it's downloading the shutdown monitor on your Raspberry Pi. And you don't need to put any code in, you don't need to copy any commands, you don't need to go into the console, nothing. This all works from this setup helper package manager, it's called, the package manager. Ah, there it is now. Okay, so version 2.2 is available on the website, and we have downloaded version 2.2, but it's still not installed. And now we click on install, activate, proceed, and this will now actually install the shutdown monitor on our Raspberry Pi. Okay, there we go. So if we go back into the main menu and go all the way up to, it may need a restart. I'm not sure if it's already there. No, it's not. Okay, let's restart the Pi. Go into our settings. Look under General. And now we have the shutdown button. Look at this. No code, no scripting, no console, nothing. Just the setup helper. There we go. And here we can now shut down, we can now safely shut down the Raspberry Pi if we need to disconnect it from the power, if we need to do any maintenance on it. There we go. Shutdown button installed. And there are other products in there which are very, very interesting to look at. For example, so we go into inactive packages and see what is available. For example, the Gui Mods. Many people have sent me emails and said, Andy, you need to install the Gui Mods. It is incredible what they can do, what they show you. Well, let's do it, right? Let's do it. Okay, proceed. Okay, now it's added. See, it's gone out of the list. And it's now in active packages. All right. And install, proceed, go. The GUI restart now. Okay, activate. Okay, this should be it. Excellent. Okay, this is now all installed. As you can see, now we have our settings button at the top, for example. It's not at the bottom anymore under all the devices as it was before. It is now at the top. This is a feature of the Gui Mods, for example. So you got your settings and notifications at the top, and then all your devices come underneath. And if you go back to the main console, you will see the difference already. It looks quite a bit different now. We have far more information now in this overview already here. And wait, there is even more. You can actually click on your battery now, and it gives you a ton more information. State of charge, remaining time, the power, the voltage, the current, and the consumed ampere hours. And you have the same for the AC loads as well. There. And here at the bottom, you can also see our outside temperature, for example. If you have more than one Ruuvi tag, it will split them up in several columns. And you can see all your tags down there in this overview. And as I said, many people have sent me emails and wanted me to try and to show the Gui Mods here on the channel as well. And I never could install it because I was still running 2.66. and I never found the time to actually upgrade the Raspberry Pi to a newer version until tonight. I'm actually keen to see if... Oh yeah, it has. Look at this. There, we've got all the information. East roof, west roof. Where are the other controllers not showing? Doesn't matter at the moment. AC loads, we've got the voltage, amps, the hertz in there, and more information in the battery menu here as well. Very nice. Pretty cool. Alright guys, I think this is enough information for tonight. It is already 10:40 p.m. now. I think this was a pretty interesting tutorial here to upgrade from an older version of Venus OS to the brand new one, just using a USB stick, and then also install the setup helper using the USB stick again. Install it fully automatically. We have not used the console or PuTTY or any commands we have used before to install all these packages. So again, thank you very much, Kevin, for all your hard work here with that. That is really amazing and incredible. And he provides all this software and add-ons for free on his website. I'll link it down below again. It's on my website as well. So pretty amazing stuff, guys. And if you have a look at the VRM website now for the Off-Grid Garage, you can see the up-to-date outdoor temperatures with the history and the humidity as well here. Okay guys, so far this video from tonight. I hope you have learned something. I certainly learned a lot because I was a bit scared to do the update actually. It's good to have the old system still on the SD card, but it went actually pretty smooth. No issues, no glitches, and it didn't take too long. Until the next video guys, you stay charged, stay safe, and thanks so much for watching. See you then, bye bye.